What up, Mikey's crew? It's your friend Michael here, and it's the start of the 2018 running season with the first race of the year, the 6th annual Portage Winter Blast Half Marathon 10K and 5K. The distance I am taking part in today is going to be the 10K distance. This will be the first time I'm running the 10K at this event. I believe they put it in 3 years ago is when they first put in the 10K. I think it was the year I did the half marathon. Last year I did the 5K, so I decided, you know what, this year I'm going to do more 10K runs. So we're going to start off with the Portage Winter Blast 10K. However, I have not really, I took some time off in January, so I'm not fully up to the distance yet for 6 miles, but I'm going to see what I can do for today's run. I remember the peacock strut when I came back from my injury with my arm. I wasn't hitting good times and didn't really run 3 miles beforehand, but I was able to do a good job there. So we're hoping for the same thing today, to run a good time as well. I'm looking somewhere between 46 and 50 minutes for today's race. I already made a rookie mistake. I forgot to wear a watch for today's race, so we'll just see where I am when I cross the finish line. I like to finish in the top 3 in my age group as well. From what I looked at, there was maybe only about 7 people in my age group, so I got to beat at least 4 of them to place in the top 3. So we'll see if I'm going to be able to do that today. What I'm really shooting for is the Portage 10K. I'll be fully ready for that one, so I'll have the months of March and April to train for that. Today, the weather forecast isn't very wintry for the Winter Blast. There's no snow on the ground anymore. We've had flooding in the area. The Kalamazoo River flooded, but that's not going to be an issue on the course. There's no areas I think we have to deal with any flooding issues. Puddles maybe, but nothing like, where the course had to be altered in any way. So that's good news. However, it is very windy outside. It's going to be cloudy. I think the sun's going to come out maybe near the end of my run.
About 9 o'clock,
yeah, about
it's
9.
supposed to be partly sunny.
So that's going to be near
10 o'clock, it's going to be mostly sunny.
So that's going to be right near the end of my run. So the half marathoners, they're going to get some sunshine partway through their race. The 5Kers, they're not going to probably have any sunshine whatsoever during their race today. So it'll be the half marathon that goes off first, followed by the 10K, and then followed by the 5K. So my race will start at 8:10. It is going to be very windy out on the course. They're calling for wind gusts between about 40 and 50 miles an hour with sustained winds of 20 to 30 miles an hour. Now, when we got in, from walking in, the course direction we had out left from the school. Don't ask me what direction it is. I'm thinking that's south. I think we head south.
Yeah, I remember sure you head that way.
Yeah. And then we head back north, I think, to come back. Basically, we head out, and then we come back. I think we come back on the trail and then finish right back here at Portage Central High School, which is where all events start and begin, is right here. The wind, let me get back to that. It looks like it's going to be a crosswind, so we're not going to have a direct headwind or tailwind. So it looks like we head out into the wind, so it'll be coming across at our face. But on the way back, thank goodness, we'll hopefully be dealing with the wind at our back, so that'll be great. So I'm gonna get ready now, prepared, some stretching. We'll get that in, and then Kathleen will end up filming the start and finish of the race, and we'll do a recap afterwards. So this is the inside of Portage Central High School. Shows you the crowd. Here's Kathleen.
Hi.
Shows you the crowd that we got here. We're in the very back of it, so everything else is up there in the front. There's food up there for after the race. You've got massage tables as well. There's an awards table. Sponsors are around the place as well. So we start outside. We start in the parking lot, north parking lot, and the 5Kers, they will start on the street. And we're all heading out in the same direction too. And by the way, also today is the last day of the Winter Olympics closing ceremonies. Well, they're actually going on right now over in South Korea as of when I'm recording this. So I won't get to see them until tonight, and I'm going to watch the cross-country race today. So we kick off the last day of the Olympics with the Portage Winter Blast, which is part of the Olympics, actually. No, I'm just kidding. But it'd be cool if it was.
Howdy.
Kathleen reminded me I forgot to completely show off the shirt. So this is it. This is the 10K shirt. I'm guessing the 5Kers must have their own shirt as well, and I know the half marathoners do also. There's our red. I'm not sure what the 5K shirt color is, but this is blue.
Gray.
Blue for the 10K.
Yeah, I saw a couple of grays walking around. Unless they're the old
That's the front. The logo really hasn't changed since the start of this.
Nope.
And then here's the sponsors on the back. All right, there we go.
All right, good luck, runners. Have fun out there.
Good luck. Michael! Come on, Michael! You can do it! Come on, Michael! Go, Michael, go! Go! You're almost in! Around that last corner, dude! There he is!
Simons Valenzuela from Kalamazoo. Michael Loudon from Richmond is in our group today.
Okay, so here I am in the corner to do the recap of today's race. Hopefully you can hear me. There's a band playing in here, so you might be hearing a lot of booming and banging going on. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me or not, so that's why I'm so close to the camera. Kathleen's sitting across from me eating chips. I'm waiting for the 10K times to be posted. Like I said, I forgot to wear my watch for today's race, so yeah, I don't know exactly what my time is, but I think I came in around 46:30, somewhere around there for my time. So I got between 46 and 50 minutes, so that was pretty awesome. I was pretty happy with that. So I was wrong when we started. It's like we did not go the same way as the half marathoners went to start. So at the parking lot to make a left, we went actually out of the parking lot, and then we went straight right and then left out of the parking lot and headed actually right onto the trail for the Portage Millennium Trail is what we hit first. Then we went on to Garden Lane, and so it was like running the Peacock Strut kind of. And I was feeling pretty good the first about 3 miles or so. I passed a lot of people right at the beginning of the race, and then passed a few people within the first 3 miles of the race. And we were heading down Lover's Lane for a big portion of the race too. They didn't have any mile markers out for us, but basically if we went off what the half marathon was doing, we kind of knew how far we had to go since all the courses start and end at the exact same place. So it's pretty flat heading out on Lover's Lane. There's no hills or anything. There was going to be a hill right before we got to the turnaround point, or yeah, right before we turned and hit the trail again, which was the Portage Millennium Trail. So we got back on that, and the wind wasn't too bad going out. It was actually at our back for the most part, so there was no wind at our face going out really. But then once we started coming back, that's when it really started hitting us. Now on the trail course, we are guarded by the trees, so that helped a little bit, but it still got through there and kind of acted like a wind tunnel for a little bit. About 3 or 4 people ended up passing me in the last 3 miles, and the most miles I had ran before this race was 3 miles at a time. So my legs were definitely feeling it. I could feel I was definitely slowing down the last few miles, especially in the last mile. I could feel I was starting to really slow down, because basically it was almost like running the Peacock Strut. It was the exact same trail. We ended up going over. There's a little part where you have to go up and over like a road through an overpass tunnel area. And then we had a little downhill after that, and then it was right through the Peacock Strut finish line, which of course is an uphill finish there, and then crossed and hit the trail, the point where we actually started heading down to be at the start of the race. So now we're heading back the exact same way, and this part is this is uphill. It's not too bad, but when you haven't ran 6 miles yet, you can feel it in your legs. Now nobody passed me, or I think, well, actually one more person passed me at this point in the race. And then once we just got back across the road into the parking lot for the high school. It was just sprint to it was a right-hand turn into the wind and then left-hand turn to the finish line. So, you know, I put it in gear as hard as I could. It wasn't a full-out sprint, but it was definitely faster than what I was going up those hills at the end of the race. And we saw half marathoners out on the course. They were still heading out. The 130 and 140 groups both passed us while we were, I think it was I don't know if they go by 5 minutes, but so I think it was 130 and 140 groups both had passed us when we were out there where I was still coming back on the 10K course. And we saw some 5Kers finishing up as well. So I was overall satisfied with how I ran, even though I haven't ran 6 miles yet. So this is a good stepping stone for the Portage 10K coming up in May. So at that time, I'd literally really like to be 42, 43 minutes for that. So to cut off another, 3 or 4 minutes for that is what I'd like to do. So yeah, we're waiting around to see what my time is, see if I got a place in my age group. I got a massage after the race, got some chocolate milk, got some other drinks and goodies to have for the rest of the week and later today. And that all about wraps it up. By the way, also, this is the last race I'm running where I'll be 29 years old. The next race, I'll be 30, so I'll be an old man by the next time the race happens. So, woohoo! So, yeah. We're going to wait for the time and wait for the award, and then we'll close off. It's been a good, successful event, I would definitely say once again. I did not notice any problems out on the course whatsoever. There was some portions out on the trail where there was a little bit of flooding where the water was coming over the trail, but nothing bad whatsoever. It was in good condition. They had carpet over the little bridge, the wooden bridge we crossed, actually, you would for the peacock strut. So there was some carpet there just in case, it was wet and slippery. But yeah, there were no slippery spots on the course. All the course was clear. Everything was well marked. The aid stations were very fun, very energetic. We ran by I think 2 or 3 water stations. One water station had people dressed up as Super Mario Brothers characters. Another one, people were dressed up like unicorns and were holding on to unicorn stuffed animals. So those were very fun, very energetic to go through, and they get you smiling, and they get you back, maybe to pick up a little extra gear in your step. So that's good, because otherwise sometimes at that point you're kind of already starting to go down a little bit because you're feeling the tight, you're being really tired, and then you pick up a little pep in your step because of that. So I'm gonna go. I think the time might be posted. I'm not sure, but we'll get back to you in just a second here and post the time. Like I said, very very well organized as it always has been. Very well marked. And there was no problem running into any of the runners either. We made sure we stayed out of each other's ways. The half marathoners going out, the 10Kers coming in, we're crossing paths. 5Kers, we didn't get in their way either. So logistically, it was good. The 10K actually did used to start the same time the half marathon did. And the 10K actually did run a different course before than the half marathon group. So I'm gonna go check my time because Kathleen just told me breaking news. My time must be posted, so I'm gonna go look at it. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that time, 46:09, especially for not, being trained up for a full 10K yet. And that's about, I think it was like a 7:26 pace, so around 7.5 minutes. That's actually what I was kind of shooting for too, something around 7.5. If I didn't hit that, I would have taken 8 minutes. So I'm happy with that time. Now we can go get the award. So woohoo! Now I don't think I've gotten an award for half marathon, but I know I've gotten an award for 5Ks. I think I was like 4th in my age for the half one time. Oops. But yeah, all went good. Like I said, 46:09 was my time, so I'm looking for something around 42 minutes or so, 42, 43 minutes for 10K at Borges. All right, finishing up, here it is, my coaster for 2nd place in the 10K run for the Portage Winter Blast. First time, like I said, doing the 10K in the Portage Winter Blast race. So that'll wrap up our video. I want to thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more content and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description below. And drop thumbs in this video if you enjoyed it. And thank you to Kathleen for coming out and cheering me on and filming today.
You're welcome.
And this is Mike Loudon over and out. Mikey's true, you guys are the best. Take care.